Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Every now and then I get asked, do I miss New York City since I've been in Texas now for almost 4 years? And I'll be honest with you, there are times where I do miss certain elements of New York City because I did live there for about 32 years of my life. And above all, the thing that I miss more than anything else are the friends that I left behind and the employees that I wasn't able to take. I miss Paul. You've seen him on the channel a lot. There's really nobody like Paul. Nobody's going to replace him. I miss my friends. I miss my personal trainer that I've had for the last 8 years that I haven't seen in person for damn near 4 years because he wasn't just my personal trainer. He was also a close friend. I miss Jake Palumbo, the people that I used to work with at the recording studios that I learned how to fix things at. There's certain elements of the culture that are different, and I do miss a lot about New York City. But every time I think to myself, did I do the right? Before I can even finish the fucking sentence, something shows up in the mail and goes, never mind, no, I didn't. There have been a lot of actions that have been taken by the new mayor of New York City, Mayor Mandani, and some of his executive orders have been to try and make it easier for small businesses to not have to deal with as much bullshit as they did before, and I do appreciate that. But every now and then I get this in the mail. To be clear, this is at the state level, so no matter what Mamdani did, even if Mamdani was God himself, he is limited to New York City. He cannot fix the clusterfucks that are present at the state level, and there's just so many layers upon layers, and I wanted to show you the most recent piece of mail that I got. You're collecting on behalf of the creditor, New York State Department of Taxation and Finance. The New York State Department of Taxation and Finance has retained our agency to collect a debt that you owe in relation to your tax delinquency. This matter is serious and must be resolved immediately. Be advised, interest will continue to accrue while your balance is not paid in full, regardless of whether you have a payment plan in effect. So let's take a look at what they say. So it says that the tax amount owed is zero. The interest amount owed is zero. So the interest is going to continue to accrue on my $0 taxes owed and my $0 interest until I pay. And there is a penalty of $50. Now, this is not like my previous audits and things I've talked about. This is not like when they tell me, Louis, you owe us over $1 million fucking dollars, when I actually look at it and I owe you less than it was like 0.01% error rate. I owed them something like $500. And for a year and a half, they dragged me through the mud saying that I owed them over $1 million. This is not like that. This is not like when they said, you did not pay this $1,200 in taxes, therefore we are going to place a lien on your business. Even though I did pay, and we got them to admit that on the phone call over here. I paid my tax. But this isn't even like that where they said, Louis, you owe this amount in taxes and you did not pay it, therefore we're coming after you. Here, in the letter itself, it says that the taxes that I owe are $0. The interest that I owe is $0. What is the $50 penalty for? I've gotten to the point where I debate with myself, do I even bother engaging with this since I never plan to go back? And my CPA gave me an answer that lets me know. This is what he had to say in his email. He had 2 words, 1 line. And I fucking agree. That is garbage. At this point, you could not pay me enough money to go back. This really does remind me of the case of that gentleman in Colorado where every single time he went by a flock camera, he would get pulled over by the police. They would put the sirens on and they would say, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, never mind. It's not you. And he would ask, if you can't tell me who it is, can you at least tell me what the person you think you're pulling over is accused of? Because I'd really like to know. If you think that this person is some mass shooter or a terrorist, should I just sell this vehicle and get a new license plate? Because I don't want police who may think that I am a mass serial killer or something, thinking that as they're stopping me. It may not be worth it to keep this vehicle if you're going to keep making this error. I feel the same way about New York at this point. The only terms under which I would return to New York City is if I had a new social security number, I got plastic surgery to make my face look different, I faked my death like Epstein or some shit and started over in a new country. The only way that I would return is if I had a completely new identity. Because I feel like my name and my business name is so completely trashed that even years after I'm gone, this shit still happens. You admit that I owe $0 in taxes, $0 in interest, and you still want a penalty. This is like handing in your homework on time and being sent to detention.
Right to jail.
Paid your taxes on time?
They put you in jail. Right away. No trial, no nothing.
Got all your licenses?
Right to jail. Right away.
No longer doing business in our state?
Believe it or not, jail.
Fuck that. I miss some of the restaurants. I mean, admittedly, most of the restaurants closed during COVID that I enjoyed. I miss Mazzetto that was on either Allen and Houston or First in Houston. I forget. It was so good. I miss a lot of the restaurants. I miss the people. I miss the friends. I miss some of the environment from time to time. But I don't miss this. There's this misconception that I moved to Texas so that I could avoid paying taxes. And that's not the case. I didn't move to Texas to pay less taxes. I moved to Texas so that I don't get a $50 penalty for not paying what you admit is $0 in taxes owed. I have a $50 penalty from the tax department when they admit in their own writing to me that I owe them $0. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I actually make less money here than I made when I was in New York. Austin has about 800,000 people. New York has about 8.5 million people. So I lost about 90% of my walk-in customer base, and 50% of my business at the time was based on walk-in business. That was a big hit for me, and I made that decision to move across the country, not because I was going to make a lot more money. I made that decision knowing I was going to lose money, but retain sanity. If you actually do a flip book of my videos, this is one kid that did this for his high school class. He was in some sort of honors computer science class or something. He actually used machine learning to do a flip book of me losing my hair. So what he did is he made a flip book where he always tried to grab where my face towards the camera was the same angle in every single one of my videos. He saved all of that, and then after he did that, took a screenshot of each one, and then used machine learning to figure out during which time period did I lose most of my hair. I should post this at some point. I got to ask him for permission for it, but I hope I saved his email. You could see the time period during which I was dealing with all this bullshit is the time period during which I lost a good amount of my hair. And it's one of those questions where there is an opportunity to make more money in New York City than in almost any other part of the country because you have more people concentrated into a small space. But there are things in life that are much more important than money or taxes, which is my general happiness. And while I do make less money here than I made there, I also live a life where my body is not destroying itself as a result of dealing with this crap on a daily basis. And that's worth it for me. So to answer the question, listen, I hope the best for the city, and I hope the best for the state. New York City is what allowed me to go from a kid posting Craigslist ads and showing up in the park in sweatpants to fix people's stuff while I was completely broke to a business owner that had over 1.5 million YouTube subscribers that got to leave a mark on the world. And I will always appreciate that. And I want the city to be a place where other people can do even better than me from starting from nothing. And I really believe New York City is a place where that can happen. Does that mean I want to take part in this stuff anymore? Fuck no. Am I going to still get mail like this probably until 2029, 2050, 2080, 2090? I'm probably going to be on my deathbed in my 70s or 90s and be getting mail saying that I still owe them money. I left a long time ago. Go to 186 First Avenue. Go to 141 West 27th Street. There's nobody there. Leave me alone. And I could tell from the email from my CPA, because he used to write up, well, here's why they may think that, even though we filed these forms and everything else. He used to actually give me the write-up on these things. And I can tell that he's just starting to get sick and tired of this himself, because now the email is not, here is why they may think that, here are the forms we filed, here's what I can do. It's just, that's garbage, period. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.